There's a streamer and indie game developer who's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Pirate Software. If you follow Twitch or YouTube gaming scenes even casually, you've probably stumbled on his name. But chances are, not in a flattering context. This is a guy who once worked behind the scenes at Blizzard Entertainment, a company legendary for titles like World of Warcraft, Diablo, and Overwatch. He wasn't just any employee either. Pirate Software held roles in website security and even was part of the anti-cheat team. In other words, he was literally catching cheaters in Blizzard's games. That's a pretty niche and respected job, which built up his early reputation. Fast forward to today, Pirate Software is a full-time streamer, game critic, and indie game developer. He's not shy about broadcasting his opinions and technical knowledge, often speaking with the confidence of a veteran developer who's seen it all. Yet, over the past year, that confidence has started to feel less like expertise and more like arrogance. His fans have watched as he made blunder after blunder, refusing to admit mistakes and doubling down on defensive, sometimes hostile responses. His career has taken a nosedive, not from one big scandal, but from what feels like a million paper cuts. A slow unraveling where every misstep is met with denial, creating a widening gap between him and his audience. The story really began to snowball in early 2025, specifically on April 1st. Ironically, a day known for jokes and pranks. Pirate Software was live on Twitch, attempting to break the world record for the longest hype train. If you're not familiar, a hype train on Twitch is essentially a community-driven event where donations, gifted subscriptions, and bits collectively level up, a meter that pumps excitement and engagement. Higher levels mean bigger rewards and recognition. But during this record-breaking attempt, Pirate accidentally revealed a Discord chat with his moderator. And it wasn't just any chat. It suggested that Pirate was coordinating with the moderator to use alternate accounts to gift subscriptions and bits, artificially inflating the hype train. The moderator's alternate account was even named Serendipitous Bean, which seemed suspiciously disconnected from their real identity. This leaked chat threw Pirate into the middle of an internet firestorm. Accusations flew that he was gaming Twitch's system, essentially funneling money through his own team to break records and boost donations. People questioned the legitimacy of his hype train, which shattered trust with many viewers. Pirate pushed back hard. He insisted all donations were legit, pointed to announcements that profits would be split between his moderation team and a ferret rescue charity, and claimed transparency. Screenshots and math breakdowns were provided to prove the money flow was real and that no Twitch rules were broken. Yet, the bigger issue wasn't the money, it was the optics. Why were donations being funneled through alternate accounts? Why wasn't the mod donating directly? And why did Pirate's explanation feel defensive rather than open? This controversy was compounded by an earlier cheating scandal. During a puzzle game stream, Pirate was caught looking at his phone mid-game, leading viewers to suspect he was Googling answers. When confronted, he denied cheating vehemently, acting surprised and indignant that anyone would think otherwise. The incident was small on its own, but emblematic of a growing problem. Pirate refusing to acknowledge mistakes and instead accusing critics of bad faith. And then there's Heartbound, Pirate's indie game, which has been in development for years. He's publicly criticized other games, especially Undertale, claiming they have poor programming and messy code. Undertale, made by Toby Fox, is widely beloved and praised for its story and innovative design, though it's no secret that the game's codebase isn't textbook clean. Pirate claimed his game was uncrackable and boasted it could even run on a smart fridge, a flex meant to showcase his technical prowess and efficiency. But it didn't take long before critics caught wind. A Twitter thread by Peach2K2 pointed out that Heartbound's code was disorganized, had inconsistent formatting, confusing variable names, and generally was difficult to follow. Coding Jesus, a well-known game dev commentator, released a 14-minute video that called the code embarrassing for someone with Pirate's claimed experience. To add fuel to the fire, Pirate posted a video demoing Heartbound running on a smart fridge, only for tech-savvy viewers to realize the game was actually running on a laptop and streamed to the fridge's screen using a Raspberry Pi hotspot. The fridge wasn't doing any heavy lifting at all. These incidents piled up, but Pirate never apologized or showed much humility. Instead, he got defensive, gaslighting his audience by insisting critics were jealous or misinformed. He even accused a YouTuber named Quinio, who was making videos critiquing him, of encouraging doxing, sharing his personal information online, and claimed to have reported these actions to Discord trust and safety. And here's the thing. No matter your opinion on Pirate's actions or behavior, doxing is universally unacceptable. Personal info should never be weaponized, and it's good he called that out. The bigger picture? Pirate's stubbornness has cost him dearly. His YouTube channel has lost over 250,000 subscribers. His Twitch following dropped by more than 100,000. That's a staggering decline for someone who once rode a wave of popularity. Pirate's involvement with Off-Brand Games, a studio he co-founded, also hit a snag. Last month, he publicly stepped back from the studio amid the mounting controversies. Ludwig, one of the studio's founders, publicly thanked him for stepping down, a subtle but clear sign that things weren't working. Looking back, Pirate Software's career collapse isn't a story of one scandal or one bad decision. It's a textbook example of how ego and denial can sink a creator. When you refuse to admit fault or engage honestly with your audience, the cracks become chasms. Pirate's story is a cautionary tale for anyone on the internet, be it streamers, developers, or influencers. Transparency and humility aren't just buzzwords, they're survival tools in a digital world where audiences have short attention spans and long memories. Now, will Pirate Software bounce back? Can he repair his reputation and rebuild trust? It's hard to say. The gaming community is notoriously unforgiving, but redemption is always possible if you're willing to take responsibility and show real change. Until then, Pirate Software remains a powerful example of what can happen when pride outweighs self-awareness. The lesson? Own your mistakes, listen to your community, and don't be afraid to admit you're human. Thanks for watching this deep dive into Pirate Software's turbulent journey. If you want more breakdowns like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next story from the wild world of gaming and streaming. Catch you next time.